Hello everybody and welcome back for more Let's Play Pokemon Crystal. In today's episode, what do you say that it's time we finally go and head over to the Indigo Plateau? We got all 8 badges in hand. Let's go and surf right over to the east of Newbark Town, and we're now Route 27. And so we'll just follow along the path and see if we'll reach over there. And yeah, thanks for interrupting right there. Oh, hello. Hey, do you know what you just did? You've taken your first step into Kanto. Oh, really? Kanto? Oh shit, might as well go check the Pokegear map. So let's hear. Oh, look at that. Yep, that's right, guys. We're in Kanto. Ah, yes. The very location back in Gen 1. Yeah, we're back here. We're back in Kanto, folks. So, yeah, kind of a first thing for this game here is that, you know, we get to explore, like, not one but 2 regions. Just say return to Kanto. It's actually one part of Kanto that we haven't even, that was inaccessible in Gen 1. It's like a new part of it. So yeah, as you would already guess, because you know we're going to the Indigo Plateau, so it makes sense that it's going to be in Kanto, of course. And so, well, here we are. So we're here, and that guy was just telling us that. Oh, look at that! It's like one of the biggest surprises, like one of the biggest twists in video game history. Where in terms of Pokemon, where like you just go over this way, and then the guy just goes and tells you that hey, you're in Kanto right now. It's like oh shit, we're returning to a region right here after all the explorations over in Johto. So yeah, here we are, and so we can actually see the entire map. We can only we can only be able to explore that one route this same route that we're in right here. But there's like the rest of Kanto that we can see. We'll probably just be able to explore the rest of it, hopefully. And we're inside here in Tojo Falls. It's kind of an anagram for Johto. So you can actually access this place as early as as soon as you get the Surf HM. But there's also the waterfall right here, so you can't really go through the rest of it if you don't have the waterfall HM or the rising badge to use in the overworld. So it's kind of like this gate right here. So that's about it. That's all there is for Tojo Falls. And this girl is just out here waiting for me, and so you gotta make sure you're prepared for this. This girl here actually used the entirety of the Bulbasaur line, so we'll actually be able to see that here. So she'll start up with Bulbasaur. So yeah. So I'm pretty sure that if to those of you who play this game for the first time, I'm sure this kind of surprise, to how you guys reacted with having the knowledge of you being in Kanto. Like I'm sure you guys must have reacted with surprise. I sure was too when I first played this game. That was going in there. I was like, oh, well, we're in Kanto. Like just going back to some Gen 1 action there. But I will say it's very much of a nice subject there. But I'll actually get more into that detail once we eventually do get to explore the rest of Kanto, because that's something like one of the coolest things that they could ever do for this gen. It's something that a lot of people would say that this is actually something that a lot of Pokemon games should do. Just have you return to a region. Not getting the remakes though. And so, this last Pokemon here, Venusaur. Venusaur. Yeah. Oh, Venusaur looks so chilly. He looks happy. He looks happy to see me. Of course it does, because I fucking love Venusaur. Venusaur, if you don't even know, is my favorite Pokemon of all time. It's such a great Pokemon, and just nothing but praise for it. And that's why I had Venusaur on my team. I had Fado in my Gen 1 Let's Play. If you remember him. Yeah, those are good times, and just I'm so happy to see Venusaur here. So yeah, and Venusaur definitely does get better with age in these later gens, especially Gen 5. So yeah, there we go right here. Venusaur does it does have access to Solar Beam, in those later levels, what it's well known for. So. Anyhow, so once we go into this, house here. There's only area we'll talk to here. Where are you off to with Pokemon? Pokemon League? Are your Pokemon loyal enough for you to win? Let me see. Your Pokemon trusts you very much. It's nice to see a good trainer. Here, a gift for your journey. And so she gives us TM37. That contains Sandstorm. So Sandstorm is a weather-affecting move where basically any kind of Pokemon that will take damage from Sandstorm for every turn, with the only exceptions being Rock types, Steel types, and Ground types. Those are the only ones that are completely immune to the Sandstorm effects. And I think probably gets a little more of a buff for those Rock types as well, because Sandstorm is a Rock type attack, or at least a Rock type move. I don't know why I said attack, because it doesn't really attack. Well, I mean, technically it does attack, because because the sandstorm effects just taking damage towards the Pokemon. And it's actually something that a lot of competitive players love to use, especially with Tyranitar in later gens with its Sandstream ability. And so we have Cool Trainer Blake. We have Magneton, which is I would say I think our first time seeing Magneton here in this playthrough. So yeah, Magneton. I mean, not much to say about it. It's pretty good with defense. With also being part Steel type, starting with just this gen. But still pretty versatile, I would say. And I think the rest of it is just oh yeah, another one, Quagsire. Quagsire is the evolved form of Whooper, and also as soon as it evolves, it also gains it gains a ground typing. So like it becomes a water and ground type. So its only weakness is grass type. So if you ever forget that that Quagsire is part ground type, you try to use an electrical attack, it is completely immune to it. So yeah, it does. So it actually does gain a complete resistance against all that, where it's now immune to all those. And Quagsire looks so derpy as well. He's like times like these, you ever do feel like a Quagsire. And then last we have Execute. Execute is a grass and Psychic type. Evolves well, of course, one of those Pokemon that evolves to Exeggutor with Leaf Stone. Oh yeah, and also it's using a Solar Beam. So yeah, I see it's a 2-turn attack, but luckily though, we want to. Well, I mean, we might have to. But yeah, that's what Solar Beam can do. It can hurt pretty much, and yeah, it's what it's using now. And like I said, if the weather is sunny, or if or the Pokemon uses a sunny day, then it'll be able to use a Solar Beam instantaneously without waiting for a second turn. And by the way, folks, Execute's Pokedex entries tend to contradict things a lot. Where it's actually been stated plenty of times that that the eggs itself, well, for Execute itself, they're actually not eggs, despite the name, but they're actually seeds, which is one of the biggest betrayals. But then some other Pokedex entries will say that they're actually eggs. So, and I'm going like, okay, well, what is it then? Seeds, eggs, what the hell? So yeah. But I would say it's still definitely a good type combination. With Execute being a grass and Psychic type. But that's much else. Well, much as I could probably say here. And then we have another this guy right here is Twinny here. It's like he's literally Twinny. It's like just using Twitter there. Still gonna call it Twitter. I refuse to call it X. It's not X. It'll never be X to me. It's still Twitter. Always will be. I don't care what anybody says. And this guy here uses Farfetch, which we've seen. Well, we haven't really seen in battle though, but like just a roll from the other Farfetch. But so Farfetch here, it has kind of mediocre stats in this gen until Gen 7 though, where it's actually given a buff in physical attack, which kind of surprising to see. And then especially, and then also later in Gen 8, where it actually has a regional variant with Galarian Farfetch, which will evolve to Surfetch. Really like the design with wielding its own Leak Sword and a Leaf Shield. But my God, isn't that a pain in the ass to get it to evolve, where you just have to use like 3 critical hits in a row? It's like, ugh, that's not even possible. But yeah. And so we have TM22, which contains oh yeah, look at that, we have Solar Beam for a TM, which I probably could have just teach it right away, but I'm not really one to use a 2-turn attack. Well, I mean, unless for some certain moves like Dig or Fly, where you actually be able to miss easily, but those I probably wouldn't want to take much risk there. So and I think I think some other trainers will probably be cutting off because they have Pokemon that we've already encountered. But yeah, there's gonna be a lot of trainers as you go through Route 27 and then later Route 26. But like before you, as you make your way up to the Indigo Plateau, so it's actually real good for grinding. They at least have like a Pokemon that they're like in their level 30s and whatnot. So at least that's some good amounts of experience there. So I'll just give a praise for that there. I gotta say though, I also fucking love this track that's playing right here. The music that plays in Route 27, Route 26, I love it so much. And because it really does feel like you're just about reaching the end of your journey. This music really does reflect on that. I love it so much, especially the orchestral piece that from the anime. Oh man, that sounds so beautiful. I've always loved the orchestral pieces of the anime. And also, even though I'm getting this to train off, I'm actually showing this off here because Iwata has grown to level 36, and the reason why I'm actually showing it off right now, as you probably would have guessed right now, wait for it, Iwata is finally evolving! Yes! At long last! It took to like after 8 badges for it to finally evolve. Alright, so let's see what's gonna be. Can't wait to see what it is. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be? Oh, it turns to Angry Boy! Iwata evolved too! Typhlosion! Oh, look at that. It is angry! Look at that. That flavor, or that flame on its back, and it's so badass. Oh yeah, Typhlosion. Oh man, I love Typhlosion. I love it so much. My absolute favorite fire type of all time. I know, and you know, I always go for Typhlosion in every single one of my playthroughs, well, in Gen 2 playthroughs where you know a Cynical is available. Just look at its design. He looks like he's about to wreck your shit. Fire on its back and just like you know, just ready to like. Oh man, this is it's just such a badass Pokemon. Typhlosion, the volcano Pokemon. When heat from its body causes the air to run to shimmer, this is a good sign that it's ready to battle. Oh hell yeah, it is so ready to battle. Always is. Yeah, and all these appearances for Typhlosion really looks like he's about to wreck your shit. Until Gen 6 though, where it just gave it its gave it its model stance, where it just looked like it just interrupted it, or just walking in on somebody, just having a little thing there in somebody's apartment. Yeah, that's just like dope. But thankfully though, come Gen 9, we're actually giving it its own battle stance, or now just brought back its badassery. So I'm actually real thankful for Gen 9 for that. But yeah, overall, I fucking love Typhlosion. It's you know, great with those special attacks from what I remember, you know, with good stats, and you know, and also its design. I just love its design so much. And you know, overall, that's just nothing else to say about it. You know, other than I love Typhlosion, my favorite fire type of all time, and you know, kind of a good opposite really there for you know, for those variants, like you know, with the Johto and Typhlosion just being all badass and the like. We have Hisui and Typhlosion from Legends Arceus, where you know he just looks so chill. Just look at it. It's pretty happy and just all like you know, not quite so threatening there, even though it's basically a part ghost type. So anyway, so we're at 26, and I'll get to battling you later on, Totally the Fisher. Which of course I never got to do because I waited until the next day, and then I just outright canceled the battle. So anyhow, I guess that's all there is to say about you know, with all this stuff here, and other than the surprise that we're here in Kanto. So well, just part of Kanto we haven't even been to in Gen 1. This is actually just this one ledge where you can just use as a shortcut to get back over without having to go through the tall grass. I also do gotta say though, like you know, by this point, in the original Gold and Silver, you can actually go and access the one of those dungeons, like either the Tin Tower or the Whirl Islands, to get either Lugia or Ho-Oh, because they'll be ready for you right away. But they're also completely optional if you want to catch those. But in Crystal, they're gonna be till like you know, much later in this game, like pretty much after post game, which I'll just show off. If you're playing Heart Gold and Soul Silver, after you get all 8 badges, so actually let me stop myself right there because we have this house here. So if you go in this house, you read this letter here. So this is actually supposed to be showing you the locations of the NPCs. They'll give you items depending on those times of day where we've actually met those before. So it's from Monica. So you know where those Monday Monica Route 40, Tuesday Tuscany Route 29, Wednesday Wesley Lake of Rage, Thursday Arthur Route 36, Friday Frida Route 32. Saturday, Santos, Blackthorn City. Sunday, Sunny, Route 37. So this is basically just sending you locations where those NPCs are to give those items if you want to know. So anyway, so back to what I was saying. To those of you who are playing Heart Gold and Soul Silver, after you get the call from Professor Elm, and then after you get the Master Ball from him, he'll tell you to go over to Eggertique City and go to the Dance Theater. Oh, and also there's a rest house if you want to heal your Pokemon. So he'll tell you to go to the Dance Theater in Eggertique City, and then you'll come across the Komodo Girls, which, of course, in those games, they have a more expanded role where you actually encounter them throughout Johto, and you actually help them once you run into them. And so after you get to that point, you'll go into the Dance Theater to battle the Komodo Girls, and you have to battle them all 5 in a row with no breaks. So you best want to be prepared for that. And so, and they also have they have the same evolutions they use in Gen 2. Only they have stronger levels. And so after you defeat all 5 of them, then one of their sisters, I would say, will tell you that that the location where the legendary Pokemon has appeared, and so you get to that dungeon. So in Heart Gold, you'll begin to the Tin Tower, or Bell Tower is what it's called. While in Soul Silver, you'll go to the Whirl Islands, and so And so once you get to those, then once you reach to the end point, then that's where you can encounter those legendary Pokemon, because those Pokemon are actually required for encounters to either battle them or catch them at that point in the game. So of course, those of you playing this game, so I figure just go ahead and throw it out there. And then once after you're done, then you can go ahead and get to Kanto, basically, like east of Newburgh Town. So anyway, so this here is our first encounter with Blastoise, which evolves from Wartortle at level 36, and that's an illegal Blastoise right there because it's level 32, because it's supposed to be level 36 as soon as it evolves. But yeah, Blastoise is a pretty decent Pokemon to have, for a decent Water type starter, since it's very much the medium mode for Gen 1. So I would say, like, we're pretty real good with defense and whatnot. And so this here is Ice Berry, which I think is what heals the burns, if I remember correctly. I'm so used to the later gens where they give the berries their own names instead of, like, the names of what they say here. So, and then next up, there's only just a few more trainers to get to. It took me quite a bit to get through these trainers because like a lot of the trainers I had trouble with because they'll keep using evasion stats, and the battle takes forever. I really hate it when they raise their evasion stats because of that. Your Pokemon's moves will miss easily, and the battle takes forever, like much longer than it ever needed to be, and I've always hated that. I'm like, come on, I want to get done with it already. I got shit to do. But anyway, folks, this here is Victory Bell. Yeah, Victory Bell is one Pokemon that we'll have Audrey evolve to once she learns Razor Leaf, which is what this Victory Bell is using now. Even though it's not supposed to learn Razor Leaf at level 32, it's supposed to be like in the 40s, so that's an illegal one. But yeah, it's I think it's still good with a special tag, but but for the sake of having some grass type coverage, and Victory Bell might be the best way to go. I gotta say though, I've always hated Victory Bell's cry in the anime because it's always screaming, and that always like annoys the shit out of me, especially after James sends out a Victory Bell and always just like chomps down, which is actually terrifying when you think about it. And so we have another Flareon. Yeah, see, this is like I was saying here, like when he's using a sand attack. And so yeah, you see right there that that magnitude keeps on missing, or all my other attacks would keep on missing because of the either the accuracy drops or the evasion, or raising up the evasion. And so it's shit like this that I absolutely hate so much because you see this happened three times in a row, and it wasn't supposed to do that. It's like it's always programmed to always miss there. So yeah, this is the exact reason why I've always hated these accuracy drops, because of your own Pokemon just missing moves easily, and the battle takes even longer because of it. And so so yeah, because of that, it just drags. And then here's another Pokemon that we encountered. Yeah, he's gonna send out Kingler, which evolves from Krabby. And Kingler, well, honestly though, it's supposedly very good with physical attacks, but as of this gen, because with water types being a special base, then it's not exactly very good, because I think its special attack isn't exactly great, and because it does have the move Crab Hammer, which supposedly would have hit hard, but it's still a water type attack, so therefore it's special in this gen, so it's not exactly very good. But thankfully, after Gen 4, where Crab Hammer becomes a physical move, then it gets so much better. Something I'm real thankful for. So that makes Kingler just like gets so much better with age. Like starting with Gen 4 after the physical special split. So something I'm real thankful for. So and let's continue upwards. We're actually pretty much towards the end of those routes there, like just at the end. So. Preparations for the Pokemon League. There we go. So yeah, we have this guy that's coming up next here, and I think yeah, just two more Pokemon, and this guy will use Parasect. And so Parasect evolves from Paras. It's pretty slow. Doesn't really have that much of a good move pool, although it's pretty good with HMs and all that. 4 times weak to flying and fire types. So you can see I'm just one-shotting with Peck. Although it actually managed to survive that one somehow. But Parasect is one of those Pokemon that has access to Spore, and like the only Pokemon that knows Spore, which is completely accurate for sleeping status. And one thing I also gotta say about Parasect, to those of you who don't even know, Parasect, well, at least the mushroom has completely drained the bug of all of its nutrients and all that, to the point where now the mushroom is in complete control of the bug itself. So Yeah, essentially, it's Parasect actually becomes a zombie, and that is actually sad. Very depressing, very creepy, and yeah. So, to those of you who don't know, I'm actually just bringing your child. It's essentially The Last of Us in Pokemon form. And so here we have Golduck, evolves from Psyduck. It has access to some good some Psych type attacks and probably some decent stats as well. Because as far as I remember, because I've used a Golduck before at one point. I think it's also good with speed as well. And in come Gen 4, it has access to Zen Headbutt, which is a physical Psychic type attack. So pretty much all I would say. And yeah, that's how I was using one of its psychic moves against Audrey, because with with Weepinbell being a part poison type, then that's how I was able to knock out pretty easily. And so yeah. But it does seem pretty defensive. I'm not sure with, well, I would say just like with special defense, because since both grass and electrical attacks are in the special category. So, and I had to cut myself there because I had to go back to that house to get my Pokemon healed, which is also one of those things where especially for these routes like these, and these trainers that are real tough, and so I'm actually real thankful they would put these houses for you to heal your Pokemon. So yeah, they had to do that, with that kind of thing in mind. And so there's just one more trainer to battle before we get to that Garrett there. I lost a trainer named Fuckbag. Oh yeah, language there. Yeah, apparently, yeah, lost to this guy. This is the guy named Fuckbag. Yeah, and yeah, I guess Manchu. Well, he has Team 6, and you only have one Pokemon with you. I guess that's how you lost. You only have one Rapidash. So yeah, I guess that could be the reason why you're using one Pokemon only run. That's gonna get you nowhere. So yeah, Rapidash evolves from Ponyta. Can't remember exactly which level though, but Rapidash is a very very speedy Pokemon, and yeah, it's using it's using Agility. Which I gotta say though, I'm actually real thankful or real glad that Agility finally has its own animation in Gen 2, because remember back in Gen 1, Agility had no evolution at all. Like the only thing it ever did was just it does that, and that's it. Like it has no animation. But in Gen 2, it actually does give its own animation, where it's just like blue lines. But at least it's better than nothing at least. But yeah, with Rapidash, it's very speedy. In earlier gens, like in Gen 1 and Gen 2, it doesn't have. I don't think it has all that much with fire type attacks. It knows Fire Spin and I think Fire Blast, but that's about it. I'm not sure if it ever knows Flamethrower and all that. But it does thankfully get better with in later gens though. So anyway, so that's time for 26 Pokemon League Reception Gate. And so once we go through this gate here, then that's where the reception is, and so it will take us over to Victory Road. And so that's where I'll go ahead and just set another video there, since that was already all the time we had. So, anyways, next time on Let's Play Pokemon Crystal, we're going to head through this gate here, and then check all the badges, and then we're going to go through Victory Road, and that will take us over to the Pokemon League, which is where we'll face the Elite Four. So, I will see you guys next time.